Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are at Oracle. I'm going to do the collective for today. Today is Wednesday, November 26, 2025. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, fabulous. We love that for you. Whatever doesn't, just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use this no-name deck because I have no idea where I got it from. I thought I looked it up a couple weeks ago. Maybe I did and I already forgot. I'd have to write it down because there's no way I would remember. I got a bunch from the same seller on Etsy. We got 4 on the table, 5 on the table. Oh, 6. We're going to do 2 more shuffles. I'll set this over there since there's no box. We got 7 with bottom of the deck. We got alchemy, fertility, offering, progress, consolation, essentials, and bottom of the deck, innovation. Feminine, masculine, take heart resonates. So fertility could be a few things, right? It could actually be fertility pertaining to trying to have a baby, getting help with fertility. Maybe someone is fertile, maybe somebody is infertile, right? Fertility also looks at abundance for oneself. So, like, you could have abundance coming in, you could be abundant. Someone's manifesting for something. Somebody's using a little witch magic here. I'm not sure. So I'm not sure that when somebody does this manifesting and or praying and or magic, right? And they're asking for this abundance, whatever it may be for you, right? I'm not so sure that someone is going to get exactly what they want, but they're going to get something. So just an example. So if you're manifesting, if you're doing magic for money, right? And let's say you're specific. Let's say you say, I'm going to make 150 grand by the end of 2025. God, your angels, your ancestors, your dearly departed loved ones might look at you and be like, I don't know. We don't know if we're going to give you $150,000, but maybe we'll give you $75,000. And again, this is just like an example. It's almost like a bargain. Kind of like God saying, okay, you want this, but we're going to give you this. And it's similar. And technically, it could be the other way. Let's say someone manifests, someone does a little magic for $150,000, and God is like, I'm going to give you $225,000. whatever the case may be, with progress, it's moving along. The manifestation is coming. The magic is working. Okay. With the constellation card, like this is going to really mean something to someone. So again, just an example, but I manifest for $150,000. God says, you know what? We'll give you the $150,000. I need that $150,000, right? Like I need that. Like I need to pay my bills. I need to pay off my car. I want to pay off a chunk of my condo. I want to pay off my debt. You know what I mean? Like it really gives the energy of somebody really needing the money. And I don't mean like, I don't necessarily mean like, somebody's in the poorhouse or somebody's living in their car or anything like that. Although it could be, okay. Take how it resonates. But it more just gives like, this money is going to put somebody ahead of the game. Pardon me. Whereas they usually feel like they're barely keeping up, And when I look at consolation, it's also because, like I said in the second example, maybe I manifest for 150,000 and God gives me 225,000, right? It's a consolation prize. It's your gift. It's my gift, right? Again, this is just an example. For the life I've lived, for the experiences I've gone through, the things that I've had to endure, the things that I've done to others, etc., etc. It all counts. With the essentials, I get two meanings from this. One, like God is taking note of someone's story, right? That's where this comes from. Remember, like I said, it could be more, it could be less. The other thing I get from this is, again, when somebody gets whatever this abundance is, it's really going to help somebody out. It's really going to... And let me just give you another example, and I'll use myself as an example. If I were to get $150,000 free and clear today, I wouldn't even hesitate. I would pay off my condo. First and foremost, I would pay off my condo. My condo would be mine. I would own that outright. That would be my first option. If I were to get the 225,000, okay, which is more, right? I'd pay off my condo. I'd pay off the debt that I owe. And whatever's left, I would probably put it into my 401k. And I'm not going to lie, I probably would just take some and put it in the savings and just let it sit in there and roll. Or I might put it in the mattress. It depends on how good an interest I could find for a savings account at which bank, right? Because, pardon me, I want to earn the most for my money, but I also don't necessarily want to gamble it, I guess. So maybe putting it in the mattress would be better. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I would make sure I'm debt free, because then going forward, like I have my salary, like I have my money that I make from work. I have, yeah. So yeah, I could still do overtime. I could not do overtime. It wouldn't matter. It would all be gravy. It's really just saving for my property taxes, paying my bills, right? Possibly putting money away for a new car in the future if that should ever arise, right? I don't know if you've ever heard of that. My ex-husband had a friend once who saved money to buy his first car and bought his first car. So he had no car payment. But he paid a car payment anyway into an account. And then when his car was trashed, 5-10 years later, whatever, he had money in his account to buy a whole new car. For the most part, right? I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of car you want. but it's actually a good idea. So it's like you never have a car payment, but you're really just paying to yourself. You're really just paying to yourself. It's kind of cool to think about being able to do that. Could I do that today? Hell no, I couldn't do that today. Hell no. Nope, I like to eat. And I don't even eat that much anymore. Whatever this abundance is, again, it's going to change somebody's life. It's going to allow them to do things that they wouldn't normally be able to do. It's going to allow them to be able to move forward. And again, if this fertility pertains to like children, right? Like somebody getting pregnant, somebody having a baby, possibly somebody that doesn't have kids, like this is a whole new journey, right? I mean, it all makes sense out here. Ooh, pardon me. Somebody's cutting wood, I'm assuming for some type of stove or wood furnace or something like that. Hey, I just see and hear and feel things. Yeah, I don't know, something about wood burning, chopping wood. And it's not like going out to the forest and chopping wood. No, it's like somebody chopping kind of like the surrounding trees like around their home, I guess. So maybe somebody's trimming like their yard, like their trees in their yard, but then they're stockpiling the wood maybe for winter or maybe to sew. Hmm. I'm seeing like a dog, but like almost like a wolf or maybe a husky, like a wild kind of looking dog, and their fur is like lighter in color, like a light gray, tan, beige. It's like they're a hunter, but they're like they know when to hunt, they know when to protect and fight, and they know when to be docile, like around people, like a trained animal, very well trained. Hmm. And something about like it doesn't necessarily have to be on a farm. When there's like a garage on a property, but it kind of has the look of like a barn, but it's like a garage. And this one looks like it's more of like a one car garage or like a one and a half, because it looks like you can really only fit one car through the door. but like a little, like a slightly bigger. We have here, we have what I call apartment garages, because like you can just barely fit the car in there and then be able to get out. And even if I did not have totes on the one side of the wall and it was open, like whether you're on the passenger side or the driver's side, like you barely would have room to get out. And I have to park closer to the totes in order for me to have enough room to get out comfortably. And that means the other person would probably not even be able to get out. And this is kind of like the same thing, but like slightly bigger. Sorry, my leg is itchy. All right, I'm going to leave it there for you. A few messages in there. Hopefully this resonated for somebody. Otherwise, I hope you were entertained. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.